Alright, let's look at this. Look at 18. Okay, look guys, do you remember the and or problems that we did? Do you remember which one less than? Is that the and problems or is that the or problems? That's the and problems. Very good. So this is an and problem. So just because that one is written as a compound doesn't mean that it's not the same as everything else. Alright, so and problems. Where did and problems shade? They shaded together, right? So are these arrows correct? Yes, they are pointing together, and that's where and problems shade. So they're okay. What about this one? Are those arrows pointing together? Yes, they're okay. What about this one? No, because you have both of those arrows. So we got and problems. Shade together and have a less than sign for compounds. There we go. Right, Ethan? Mm-hmm. You got all that? Okay. Hey, do y'all realize we're finished with week 3 of school? And yeah. So then you have a math workshop test at the end of each quarter, which means you got a test coming up on this stuff in about the next 3 weeks or so, okay? Not too much longer. All right, 19. Let's read 19 very, very slowly, and let's go through. Given the graph, don't be brave. Given the graph of f of x, right? This whole thing is called the graph of f of x. Y'all okay so far?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you remember what interval notation was?
No.
Oh, Lord.
Sort of.
That's the infinities and the parentheses and the brackets, right? Y'all remember that now? Okay, what axis is it telling us to look at? Intervals of... So, like, when I ask you to find numbers, every time you find numbers, you're going to be looking at these numbers on the x-axis, okay? All right, so if you're driving down the road, and you're driving at a constant rate of change, or constant speed, then what does that mean?
It doesn't change.
Said, okay, y'all spoke at the same time, I couldn't understand it. Ethan, say yours. Okay, so do you see a part on the graph that looks like it's constant, like it's not changing? What you see? Describe to me where it's at.
Up to.
Up to? Yeah, this little piece right here.
Yeah.
See anything else? And the bottom right here. There you go. All right, so how do we read a book? Which way to which way?
Left to right.
Left to right. Here we go. We're going to follow it down, and we want the intervals of x. What's that x value right there?
0.
0. Now, does that 0 get a parentheses or a bracket?
Neither.
I think it's a bracket.
Solid line or a dotted line?
Solid.
So parentheses or bracket? Bracket. Yep.
Oh.
All right, then where does it go to on the right? It stops right here. Follow it down. That's 3. Parentheses or bracket? Bracket, because it was a solid line. And we got to go down here. So left or right? Here on the left. What's that x value? 6. Parentheses or bracket? Bracket. And where does it go on the right?
Infinity.
What kind of infinity? Positive. And infinities always get a parentheses. Okay. So we read a book from left to right, correct? From left to right, what is this graph doing? It's rising, correct? From left to right, what is this piece doing? It's going down. So if it asks us to find the negative, which piece do you think I'm going to look at? The one on the left or the one on the right? There you go. We're going to look at this piece right here. All right, so what's that x value right here? 3, parentheses or bracket? Bracket. And then this x value right here where it ends, that is 6, parentheses or bracket. There you go. Easy enough? Y'all okay?
Yes.
All right. ACT number 13 and 14. All right, now look. Some of these problems are going to be a little bit hard until you have learned how to do trigonometry. So I want you to try your best on these problems today. And then when we get back on Tuesday, I'm going to show you some tricks. Does that make sense to everybody? Y'all okay? by the time you take the ACT in April or in June, these trig problems are going to be nothing. I promise. How many minutes do you get?
2.
You get 2. We only doing 2 problems. Ready? And go. 2 minutes. Go. Bless you. Here we go. All right, so we're going to do notes. Actually, no, we're not. We are going to turn in our homework from last night, which was what, page 15, right? So please make sure your name is on it and go ahead and turn it into the tray. And then we are going to get to page 17. On our notes. All right, y'all ready? Okay, what was slope-intercept form? What's it look like? Y equals mx plus b. There you go. So it says write an equation that satisfies each condition, right? So if it tells me slope is -5, where's that go? That goes in for the m. There you go. And what are these two guys right here? Those are the x and y variables. There you go. So y equals mx plus b is not on Snapchat.
Sorry.
It's on -8. And then -5 times -3 plus b. Y'all okay with what I did there? Yes or maybe? No? Okay, right here. The y is -8. Telling my slope was -5. Then this is x. That's -3. And then plus b. Okay. Alright, what's 5 times 3? 15. There you go. Then subtract the 15. All right, subtract 15. What's negative 8 minus 15? Negative 23 equals b. There you go. So then if I plug it into y equals mx plus b, what would I write? How do you normally see that? What numbers are the only numbers that are there?
The slope is
Slope. There you go. So slope is negative 5. That should be a minus 23. Y'all okay? All right, and here's what I want you to do. That is your answer that the directions told you. I also want you to practice putting in standard form for your test next week. So what would I do here to put this in standard form? Add the 5x. There you go. So 5x plus y equals negative 23. What were the 3 rules for standard form? What's the first one go? Huh? No leading negative. There you go. The x cannot be negative. Then what's the next one? No fractions. And then the third one, something about a GCF. No GCF other than 1. Okay? All right, so you see your partner? You see him? You find him? Are y'all alive today? Barely. All right, we only got 2 more. Okay, go ahead and go with your partner, and we are only going to work 2, 3, and 4. Just 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Check your work on number 2. It looks like y'all had it right, though. I don't think I saw one person that had it wrong. Y'all okay? Anybody lost? What's wrong, Michaela? Sure? Oh, okay. What you got, Isaac?
Is it okay if I put negative? It just helped me see it.
Yeah, you can put -1. That doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm just going to write it the way that you're going to see it on the answer choices, though, for multiple choice. So, but you can write the 1. It doesn't matter. All right, 3 and 4. We're working on 3 and 4. Back on. Hold on. Number 3. Check your work on number 3. Remember, with standard form, you cannot have a fraction, so you have to multiply by the denominator, and you have to multiply all 3 of those by 3, okay? Does that make sense? Y'all okay? We only got 1 more. Y'all good? Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, did y'all get that as an answer? That is standard slope-intercept form, and this one is standard form. Y'all okay? All right, last 2. Here we go. Let's look at these definitions real quick. Blank lines are lines that have the same slope. What kind of lines are those? Parallel.
3 instead of -2.
3 instead of -2. No, -2 is your slope. You have to use -2.
Oh wait, no, not negative. Sorry, I'm thinking of the x. I'm thinking of the x.
You have 2 of them. You just pick one. If you pick 7, then you have to use the -2 that goes with it. Okay. All right, here we go. What about lines that are their slopes have a negative reciprocal? Perpendicular. Does anybody remember the symbol for parallel? There you go. The 2 lines. Yep. All right, what about perpendicular, though? That's the upside down T. There you go. All right, so what if I were to ask you to find, if I gave you a slope of -3, then what would be the parallel slope? Parallel being the same, it would be -3. Very good. All right, what if I gave you a slope of -1/2 and asked you to find the perpendicular slope? What would that be? Very good. You take the opposite sign, which would be positive, and then you flip this, and that would be 2/1, which is 2. All right, last one. Here we go. What if I gave you, give me a number.
4.
7.
Yes.
Sorry, I heard that one first. All right, so opposite sign. What's the opposite of positive 7? -7, and then if you flip it upside down, what would you get? 1/7. Right, my angel dear? Positive. Okay. Are y'all okay with that? Because you need to know how to do that before Tuesday when we finish this up. All right, next week, here we go. What's happening next week? Tuesday, we are going, if you're looking at your calendar, Tuesday, we are going to finish up our notes. And then Wednesday, remember we moved our perfect squares test to Wednesday, which is what, the 6th? Is that right? Yeah. And then Wednesday we're going to review, because Thursday, what do we have? A test on the first part of chapter 2. Y'all okay? All right, here we go. We got a checkpoint, so go ahead and move your desks back where they're supposed to be. And checkpoints are open notes, but they are not open neighbor, and that is going to be it for us for today.
Fine,